and I didn't want nobody to know. I felt, you know.
Hello, yes, this is your girl, Queen of Commentary, and we are back with another video. Yes, so Miss Soso Shanel has popped in again, but she's a little stressed. But before we get into the video, you know what to do. Thumbs up the video, subscribe if you have not already. Drop a comment and cut your notifications on. So yes, Miss Soso Shanel is a real estate agent, and she's with the big people and the big dogs, but she's a little dog, you know? She don't know what to do. So yeah, let's get into it.
It was a lot. It was a hard choice to make. I've been tossed up with it for about the past 8 months. And I found families for them, and they're going to be much happier. And it's a relief, honestly. It is a relief, and some days I feel bad because it's such a relief.
Okay, y'all, so she was all over the place as far as driving, and my phone kept breaking up. So just to let you guys know, she gave away all 4 of her dogs: Marley, Macy, Matilda, and Mike. I don't know the other 2, but you know what I mean. She gave away all her dogs. She could not handle it anymore. Husband is out working, children are grown up, and she's a real estate agent. She said she loved those dogs, but she gave them all up. She could have kept one, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Let's get back into it.
And I didn't want to share because I know people are going to be like, oh no, and why you do that? And I didn't want to be guilt tripped, and I didn't want to feel bad because at the end of the day, nobody was paying for it. Nobody invested the time and the energy and the love and the care and concern that I did with those puppies. But it was. Every time I take them down, I got the stress shit on. How do I know if he's thinking of me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. Falling in love is so very sweet.
So I had to put this clip in here. Okay, y'all, this clip was actually after the first clip, y'all. And this is when she got her, you know, her rhythm going and got her attention flowing. And now look at her singing Whitney Houston and just vibing out. You can't tell that she is in any type of pain or grief. She didn't care about those dogs. Okay, she couldn't afford those dogs. She was never home, and honey, she's probably in a neighborhood full of Karens reporting her and everything about how she treats those dogs and leave them in the house. Let's just keep it 100. Let's get back into it.
What you know about these things? Curious how does everyone else feel about the dogs? Don't matter, because it wasn't their dogs. Stop trying to get a posse together against me. Don't nobody got to feel it. Only person got to feel it is me. That's it.
See, the world wants to call this multiple personalities. But honey, in the spiritual aspect of things, in God's land, honey, capital G, demonic. You see how she can switch from one personality to the other? Did she really say that her giving up the dogs didn't affect nobody but her? Those were her dogs. Everybody contributed to those dogs' lives. Yeah. She is so full of herself and egotistical. And we just sitting back watching how this folds out. It's all played out in the word, honey. Yeah. I don't feel sorry for her.
If you think you finna come on here and get a posse about my dogs while me and my children going through it, you are sadly and sorely mistaken. Ain't nobody got to feel no way. So that's them. They're long. They're gorgeous. They go by it. I went to my vet. I took them one morning for their back. I was so overwhelmed with them because I had to start walking them 2 at a time. So I was walking the neighborhood twice a day now, and it was just so overwhelming. And agents would call me and ask me if I wanted to shadow or do these things. And I'm like, I can't get my dogs. And I was like, I've been praying for this, and I keep turning things down because of my dogs, right?
See how Soso Shanel is even blaming the dogs? Oh, it's the dog's fault that you couldn't go to your real estate agent place and shadow and learn. Let's just keep this 100. She's only wants to be a real estate agent because of the title. If she only knew how expensive and tedious that job is. Honey, that's not to show off. That is work. Like Rihanna, I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? But no, you didn't want to do that. You just thought you was going to, click your heels together like goddamn Dorothy and everybody was going to fall to your tune. Honey, real estate ain't no joke. She'll learn.
Lord. And, and I took them for baths, and when I walked in, I had to bring them in one at a time, and they were in the bed all day. I sat at home all day, and it rained all day, and I just sat with it all day.
Okay, so she's an awesome actress. She comes on there with a face full of makeup and a fist full of tears. She knows how to get those tears jerking. Y'all don't even get fed into this. It's all an act. But let's just keep this real. If y'all watch her, y'all know Macy was her first dog. Why give away Macy? I can understand the other three, but why Macy? Yeah, something's going on. Those dogs probably fell ill or something like that, or they got taken away. I just don't dig this whole act. Something more going on. Yeah.
And for the whole week, and that was just last Monday. This past Monday made a week. And for an entire week, I just didn't know. It was my routine. It was my whole morning routine, but that ain't gone. So, it's, I raised those dogs. I fed those dogs. We raised those dogs in our bed like babies. I brought those dogs home the same way I brought my children home. And it was, and ever since, so many opportunities to learn, to grow, to meet people, to have new experiences have been falling in my lap. And I understand it. But I miss them. The first night, the lady who took Marco and Marley, she sent me a picture of them, and it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. So I can't even look at pictures of them right now, and I just vacuumed up their room and took all this stuff out. It don't even look like they've been here. And that just makes me, I'm just getting used to it, that's all. Just getting used to it. My daughter took it the hardest. My oldest daughter took it the hardest because at the front of the month, she found out that she was pregnant. And she started having pains and didn't understand why.
Okay, so you're telling me the daughter who doesn't live there, hasn't been there in 2 years, took it harder than Jordan, who was there with those dogs every day? I call you know what on that one. Yeah. She said on the same video, guys, that Lauren is her best child, is her favorite child. She always talks about Lauren. Now, I'm very sorry for what has happened, but why even bring this story up in the midst of dogs? Okay? What you mean took it the hardest? She's still grieving for losing a baby. A baby and a dog is not the same. Yeah, she's something else. She just wants attention.
By the time she got to the doctor's office, they had to do a quick surgery on her to remove one of her fallopian tubes because she was pregnant in her tube. She had an ectopic pregnancy. So 2 weeks later, we turn around and I'm giving the dogs, rehoming my dogs. So she took 2 losses. And it We had to deal with it. I wish y'all would stop fighting with a person in the live. I wish y'all would stop fighting with a person in the comments in the live. If they not a dog person, that's totally on them. But they are amongst not just dog lovers, but y'all are people lovers, and y'all loving on me. So it would be so much love for me if you stop arguing with a person just because they don't like dogs. It's cool. I'm cool with it. I need your energy. I'm greedy. I want your energy for me. I don't want your energy on my live fighting somebody because of their belief system.
Y'all heard what she said, right? She said, I need your energy. Typical devilish stuff. TDS. Yeah, see, when you in God's camp, God supplies all of your needs according to his riches and glory. Hello? But see, when you in the devil's camp, you gotta, get stuff like a vampire from other people to even do anything. See, she's devilish, and she doesn't care. You get what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a long time. She doesn't care, nor has she changed. She's actually gotten worse. So please use these commentaries about this lady to help you guys understand the difference between God and the devil. I'm just saying.
So thank you for loving on me and loving me enough to want to fight for me. I'm always appreciate that about y'all. I'm always appreciate that y'all be willing to go to straight comment war over me. Like, I'm always gonna appreciate it. But right now, I want the love. Just for me. Like, just for me and for other people that's going through the same thing. I've read comments about other people in here that have lost their dogs recently, or gave their dogs up, or, I don't fancy myself as grieving dogs that passed. I know that my dogs are alive and well, and if I wanted to go get them back, I could, or whatever, but Lauren wanted Marco so bad, and I'm like, baby, I thought about it, because I was like, I just give Lauren Marco to give me a break, and it don't give you a break. It don't. It was so many dogs, and it was so many dogs.
So Lauren wanted a dog. Lauren doesn't live there, and you're telling me that Lauren just lost a baby, and yet this lady wanted a dog, and you couldn't give her Marco? That could have been something to help her out, since this is the story. That could have helped her with her grief. But because you can't handle them, nobody can handle them. Y'all gotta read in between or listen in between the lines. And the thing about it is, her following are so blind, or they're her trolls. Because I just don't understand how people can't see the demonic energy in this woman.
With the short snouts and the health problems that they would have, and the things that they had going on, and the cost, and the cost, not just financially, but from a time and an energy standpoint. Like, that was one of the biggest that was as big a responsibility as having children. It really was. And I thought about it, and I said, Lauren, I thought about it, and I told her, I totally understand what you've been through. Just this month you're already healing from 2 wounds, and I get it, and you are valid. You are valid how you feel. But you don't know what it would be to take a dog by himself and have to put him in the crate to sleep at night, and leave him in the crate all day while you go to work. That's you.
This is aggravating me so much, y'all, because I'm actually listening to this as I'm doing the commentary. Did she just really say that? Her daughter was getting ready to be a whole mother. She's going to take care of a whole baby. If anything, the dog would have helped her understand, how to care for someone else other than herself. Like, really? Oh, her feelings are valid. No, nobody else's feelings are valid, just hers. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't care, and this is why everything is tumbling around her like Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm just saying, y'all gotta listen. Yeah.
Used to being with 3 other dogs his whole life. You're not even prepared for what that process could be like, and the costs associated with it. And it took her a couple of days, and I had to be okay with it. At first, I was a little bit of I was a little hurt because I wanted to grieve with them, and it took me back. Honestly, it's crazy because it took me back to when my mama died, And I wanted to grieve with my brothers so bad. And that just wasn't what was in the cards. And I was like, no, this isn't grieving alone. This is her having a feeling that she deserved to have. And I deserve to let her have it, because if I let her have her feeling, she'll be available to all of us. We'll all be available to each other. And after a couple of days, she came around and you know, she said, I'm not trying to punish you. And I said, I understand. I know. I understand. I know. And I had to think to myself what, you know, that felt like to be her, because I know how it feels to lose a baby. However it happens, I know how it feels to lose a baby and want to replace that. So I could understand. But
now, she is wrong as two left shoes. She is projecting. Okay? We don't know Lauren, so I'm not going to talk about Lauren. All we know is what her mother is saying. How do you know she wanted a dog to replace a baby? A dog is a dog and a baby is a baby. She is mixing. She is confused. And I'm so glad that Lauren got out of that house. And I pray that Lauren gets delivered, because unfortunately, having a mother like this, you definitely got some demons with you as well. But she's still better off wherever she is now, because her mother is something else.
it was very important for me to not let one thing trigger another thing and just go down that. And in the grand scheme of things, I had these really awful conversations with my brother. And that was tumultuous. It was actually downright hurtful. But I understand. And I prayed over it, and I pray over my brother. I love my brother. I'm always love my brother. That's why it's gonna always hurt if I allow it to.
Okay, so this woman has a Jezebel spirit. And one thing about a Jezebel spirit, it will literally take your life. And I'm talking about the people who are around it. That Jezebel spirit will outlive everyone around that person. Those people and her brother, her children, everyone must get away from her, or they will all fall short by this woman. Okay? But see, the thing about it is, when everyone wants to leave, she'll grab back to her brother or friends, or try to make new friends, because they always looking for energy to take away so they can have something. Guys, I'm getting deep here. I know.
And I've been in a very tumultuous place in my marriage. And I pray over it daily, constantly, moment to moment. And in the grand scheme of things, I was reading in a book yesterday, and it said, you pray, you might ain't nothing in it. My husband come home tonight, and I know he gonna be tired. He been gone for 2 weeks. We have the most bare bones relationship. If our conversations aren't arguments, they don't exist. God is making a move in my marriage, and I don't get to pick which move that is. I only get to be obedient to what he tells me to do. And right now, that is to not close my heart. Because it is a part of me that has checked so far out. And it is a part of me that says, if God tells me to move, then I'll move.
A part of her that checked out. Honey, she never checked in. I'm just keeping it 100. And if she checked out, we all know Latif, he checked out when he did that bungee jump back in the day. That's when he checked out. That's when he realized, hey, if I can bungee jump, I can do anything. Hello? Yeah, but they're both lost. And Teef is finding out that she is draining. She is a draining person. He's better off on the road and doing all the stuff he's doing and whatever than being at home with her. Yeah. But I don't feel sorry for him too, because I'm gonna tell you, he did his first wife wrong. So you get what you get when you buy it.
And I'm only gonna move in the direction that God tells me to. And it is an opportunity for a rebirth in my marriage like nothing you have ever seen. Like nothing I have ever seen. I'm talking to myself. It is an opportunity for a rebirth in my marriage like nothing I have ever seen before. And I'm gonna be obedient to.
Doesn't she mean after birth? After birth. Strong J. Honey, how many times has she given this darn speech about a rebirth in her marriage? Honey, she needs a rebirth within herself. Honey, she married only on paper. She hasn't been married spiritually ever. Okay, this marriage is never going to work because the way that it was built on sinking sand. Honey, you can't be freaking, cheating on your husband and y'all both cheating on your spouses and expect to be happily ever after. Oh no, baby, that's not, maybe one of them books might say that. Them Jerome Dickens books. But in real life, it don't work that way.
The call. But I also know that God could call me in any direction. He could call me down deeper into the despair, and you got to go all the way to the core of that thing. I don't want to go no further into it. I wish we could just work it out from here. But whatever God tell me to do, that's what I'm going to do. More abundant than it was the year before. The great I am, the master gardener, the creator, the supreme, the divine, the living waters, the healer, the redeemer, is working on me.
Child, the way she is just making up stuff and all of that, honey. You see how Jezebel just went in there and just smiled? Oh, I got such an eerie feeling, honey. You gotta be spiritual to really get what I'm saying. Oh, that Jezebel is fighting, okay? Fighting. But see, if you know about Jezebel's story, Jezebel had several times where she could have changed. And Jezebel could be in a male or a female, guys. But stick with me. She had several chances, but chose not to change. Honey, the way she got out of this earth was real painful, honey. She better change. She gotta get delivered first, though.
So yes, I gave my dogs away. I mean, they call it rehoming, and it's much cuter. Rehoming. I trusted somebody else to do what I can't do anymore.
I don't mean no harm between me, you, and the doorpost. I bet Lateef wish he can be rehomed. I don't feel sad for the dogs. I feel glad for the dogs. The dogs is in a better place. If they found a better home or whatever, great. Because those dogs wasn't sleeping. They weren't eating. They were all over the place. They were getting contacts, if you will. Yeah, they in a better place. She's so sad. No, she glad. She got them dogs just to show off for social media. It's like something in her mind don't understand. When you go out and buy all this stuff, you do know that the camera shut off and you really had to pay the bill, right? I'm just saying, y'all.
Pastor Joseph Prince said that the Holy Spirit will intercede on your behalf through your groans or prayers. You need but say, "Oh Lord." And I woke up and I said, "Oh Lord." Oh Lord. Oh God. Oh great God that you are. I said, "Oh great God that you are." It's too big. I can't do it by myself. I can't even do it for myself because of how big it is. And I'll mess it up. It's so big. Oh God, it's so big.
You know what? What's so big is her pride. What's so big is her greed. What's so big is her ego. Because one thing about it, and two things for sure, when you set down your burdens on Jesus, okay, at his feet, you become light as a feather. You're able to fly, okay? I believe I can fly. Yeah, that's what happens. You're light and you ain't got nothing, no worries and no cares because you know your God got you. But all that other stuff that she has, that is what's heavy and big. Let's keep it 100.
My will is so little and your will is so big. So I can't do my will and succeed, and I can't do your will without you. So I'm calling on the Holy Spirit to give me what I need from you because of how big it is. I want the fruits. I want the fruits that they talk about in Galatians. I want the fruits. I want the love, the peace, the joy, the gentleness, the kindness, the faithfulness, the patience, the self-control. I want the fruits.
She wants the fruits, but not the labor. See, what she didn't say is that, I don't know the darn scriptures, y'all, but it does say somewhere in the Bible that narrow is the road to heaven, and wide is the road to destruction. So yeah, it is work to be in God's camp. It is not easy, but the reward is worth it. All this stuff that she's saying, her fruits are showing opposite. Let's just keep it real. Don't get all up into those tears and fears. It's phony, because she'll switch up on you like a jackal. Discernment.
And not only do I want the fruits, I want other people to eat from my tree. Never mind the table.
Child, we don't want to eat from your tree. Oh my Lord, she talking like the serpent. The serpent that offered Eve the apple. Oh honey, you can keep that tree. Your tree is wicked. That tree is barren. That tree ain't right. That fruit is rotten. No, thank you. Why do you think your tree is good? Because you got a car you can't afford, 4 dogs you had to give away, and children who can barely stand you, and a husband who is all over the road driving a tractor trailer, falling asleep whenever. Oh no, we don't want that tree, boo. You can keep it. Let it be uprooted.
I want from my tree. I want the fruits. I want to be connected to the vine. I want to be pruned. I want to grow. So, you ain't been doing nothing. Been doing the yoga and the,